Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Flix and Giggles. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back for another series review. We are talking about Silo, season number 3. I don't know if I should continue to say season number 3 because we know we're on season number
Yeah,
3.
we didn't see. We're at three.
Okay,
Episode number 4.
episode
That's
number
where we at.
4.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't go home. Don't go home. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about like why this title is like so related to something I've been doing outside of
Mhm,
like just reviewing this stuff. But
mhm.
actually IMDb has a rating thus far, and it looks like over 400 people has rated this joint 7.7. What do you think about that?
That's gonna go up. The more people review it, it's gonna go up. Especially once they see the end.
It's
They're
so
like, "Oh,
crazy
snap."
because we're
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
this on a Friday and already like over 400 people has reviewed this joint. So it's pretty cool,
Mhm.
man. So
I
yo,
think
you
they
know
woke up
what?
crack of dawn.
What's up?
I said, I think they woke up crack of dawn to watch this thing.
Well, Apple like, even on the East Coast, Apple releases it like, slightly after midnight on Thursday. So, you'll get it like like midnight, on Friday, like,
Yeah, yeah.
basically 12:10 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Yeah, as I'm saying,
dude,
they're up early doing this review.
yeah, for real. But man, listen, this joint here, the way again, I like how they're going back and forth,
Mhm,
silo to like real world stuff, and they've like
mhm.
basically really told us a lot what's going on. And
Hey, we're learning about outside. There's a lot about outside.
dude,
They about It's about to go south, man.
this is kind of I mean, like there is sort of like a citadel like element to it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the top secret organization type things going on
Yeah,
inside America in the government, which is crazy.
yeah.
And yeah, this thing's gonna go south, and people are gonna pile into the silos shortly. That's the vibe I'm getting, especially because the Air Force with the fighter jets, that thing, like that didn't help.
That
Or
didn't help.
maybe that's the thing that set it off in the first place.
Well, yeah, I think for sure the Air Force thing, just the pilots, and everything else. I didn't know that the nanotech took over the planes. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the nano stuff is dangerous, and I this is the thing. This is the question I have.
Mm,
Was the nano thing released on purpose? Was it an accident, or was it an act of terror from another country?
mm.
What do you feel like?
O-
What's the vibe you're getting?
Okay, I'm gonna say that it was released by the government.
Hmm.
It's something that the government is trying to find out. I mean, like, okay, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole here, right?
Okay. All right. All right.
I I found a new podcast that I've been listening to called the Cleaner,
Hmm.
and it's about a government organization that is set up to get rid of people, basically the cleaner, right?
Fair
But
enough. Yeah.
in this podcast, the cleaners are getting rid of the cleaners. It's an awesome podcast, dude. It's like the first season, 9 episodes, and it's so related to what's going on here because a lot of
Hmm.
times it just seems like just watching stuff and everything, you have these like secretive government organizations that are like stood up almost like born I what is it
Boy, identity.
born identity, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just have all these different cells all over the world, right? And I think it's sort of like that. It's just like, okay, this is an experiment, and
Hmm.
it sort of went wrong, or it didn't go wrong, and but they don't want people to find out, so because of that they need to get
Hmm.
rid of people, right?
Making
Just
people
like in a
disappear.
cleaner,
Yeah.
right? So it's just in a cleaner, it's just like, you know what,
Mm.
this person knows too much about what's going on, they're like going down this avenue, we need to get rid of them, which is why that older white guy who showed up, right,
Yeah.
he
Yeah. That
basically
guy's
said,
He has conspiracy written all over him. Like, oh, he's doing something. Like,
he's the spokesperson for this like organization. He basically said, he was just like, listen, you can go back to the Times and you
Mm-hmm.
can go back to being a congressman, or
Mm-hmm.
if you don't
He's
want
like,
to do that, right.
or.
You know what? He didn't say
Catch
any
you.
words, but someone may be knocking at your door, following you, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, something is popping off, right?
Get some lead line shoes gonna be in the river somewhere, right?
Dude, you'd be like swimming with the fish for real.
Right? No, that's technically what he's implying.
That's
Like you go
technically
disappear. You can get an upgrade. Get you get a nice new job. You're gonna we relax. You're gonna be good at work. Both of you
mhm,
guys can be good at work, or or you go swim with the fishes, or you're gonna
mhm.
disappear somewhere. Family's gonna miss you. Yada yada yada. That's what he
Right.
did, and
But
I believe him. Right?
yeah. But it's so interesting because, when you think about stuff like that, just again, this is like fiction, when we're
Mm,
like watching stuff like this, it's just like, even though someone says, hey, you can do this and everything to be okay, it's never okay. They
can't
will
believe
eventually
him.
come after you and it will be
Eventually,
over for you.
you're
Eventually,
you
right?
are you are a loose puzzle to the piece that's got to
Yes.
disappear.
Yes,
There's no
exactly.
way if you have a large government organization like this that they're
Mhm.
they're making pilots disappear, they're making everything disappear. They're dealing with fighter jets. They'll make you fall off a cliff somewhere and you're never gonna be heard of again.
I
Like it's
mean,
obvious. Anybody
listen.
with half a brain could realize like, oh, we're in trouble.
We're in
This is
trouble.
not
Listen, it's
yeah,
just like in Russia where people just fall out of windows. It's just like, oh, they fell
right?
out of a window. Like, how often does people fall out of windows? You know what I'm saying?
Apparently all the time in Russia, man.
Right. Apparently all the time, but then it's just like, oh, that person was against the administration or whatever. But
Yeah.
so it's really interesting that, Daniel and Helen,
Mhm.
they've found out that this is a lot deeper than they really think. Even though they found the person, the
Mhm.
hacker, he's disappeared, and then the older white guy was basically saying, "I'm calling him the older white guy because he
Yeah.
never mentioned his name." And if you're doing stuff on a sort of covert level, you never state your name. Never. You're just
Ever,
like,
ever,
right,
ever.
uh-huh. So
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, he works for us now, basically. He basically said that. He's like, he works for us now.
Yeah.
Once he said that, I was just like, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's
And
time to go to another country. You got get rid of your phones. You got to become a ghost now, right?
you're talking about a guy who hates the government, a government organization. He
Right.
hates him and is trying to find dirt and stuff to expose them. And that guy's like, "Oh, he works for us now." Yo, the amount of stuff you got to do to somebody like that to be like, "Okay, I'll play ball."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like logically, you got to do a lot of stuff to make that person be like, "Okay, I'm working for you guys now. All right. I'll do it." Like that's a lot. That's a tall order right there
And
because he's somebody else off the grid doing this. So yeah,
right.
this is no good.
And the other thing is like when he offered like
Mm,
for Helen to go back to the Times, when Daniel went back to his office and he was searching the internet, it basically
mm.
said like Helen was like fired because she had fictitious, sort of like things she was
Lie.
posting. So how
He
can you
lied.
go back to the Times?
I don't know. Well,
If
that's the
if it's
crazy
already out there that you've been like, creating like fraudulent, like stories and things like that. I don't understand that.
part. This is fraudulent. She's lying. She wrote a story lying. That's what
Yes.
they're saying,
What do
and
you
she got
think of
caught.
what do you think about this guy Sam, Daniel's old boy from the military,
Mhm.
who now works at the Pentagon, who sort of said, "Hey," he basically helped him. He was just like, "Hey, I'm on a VPN, blah blah blah." That was kind of corny though. Okay, so let me tell
Yeah.
you this here, right? So he said I'm on a VPN as if, federal government like covert organizations does not have the ability to track you even if you're on a VPN. The thing about like
Well, you got to get off the VPN. That's the
right.
problem.
Yeah.
It's not. Not wall to wall encryption. I mean, we turn nerdy right now. It's
Mhm.
not wall to wall encryption.
No.
You don't have any encryption when you get to the VPN. You don't
Right.
get encryption when you get off the VPN.
Right,
That's
exactly.
that's the problem.
There may be 3 layers. It's just like, hey, the first layer is where you're coming from, then the second
Mhm.
layer, like, and then the third layer, and then the third layer figures out like what's going on the second layer, so it never figures out the first layer. But it's just like, listen, if
Yeah.
the federal government can like figure out how someone how a hacker like hacked a company, and then like the ransom was like crypto, and now the federal government can basically find out, can trace where the
Yeah, they
crypto
know where
went
the
to.
money's going. Yeah, they
Yeah,
know where the money's going.
dude, come on, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
It's
it's just like
it's just
it's just
TV
like,
magic right now.
yo, listen, you said TV magic?
Yeah, that's what it is. TV magic. So
Dude.
it's TV magic for people who don't know anything about computers.
Right.
Like this makes sense to them. It's like, oh, it's encrypted. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. They never said
exactly.
encrypted. They said
Right.
VPN. You're not going on Netflix in Amsterdam or something like that.
Right.
It's some completely different thing here.
So because of that,
Hmm.
because the Sam came on, he said, I'm on a VPN. I'm going to say this. I'm going to make a prediction.
Yeah.
Sam is not going to be around for a long time
Nope.
because it's so
No.
dumb to say I'm doing this through a VPN, and it's as if like, government organizations, government covert organizations don't have
Mhm.
access to trace a VPN. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying?
Sam is the one on the VPN. The congressman is not on the VPN.
Right, exactly.
So
Dude,
they're
exactly.
looking at him.
Right.
They're actively looking at him.
He's
Right? There's
yeah.
a van driving around with some guys on some headphones. Be like,
Right. They're
VPN? All
checking
right.
everything he does from his computer, from a phone. They're checking cell
Yeah.
towers, the
Yeah.
trajectory, everything else. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's sort of that way.
It
But
doesn't work like
it's still fascinating that he said that. And again, the prediction is at some point Sam will mysteriously
Sam.
die of like, natural causes. You know what I'm saying?
Or he's just not gonna help him anymore.
Right,
It's
exactly.
gonna be
Like,
one or the
dude,
other.
I can't help
Sam
you anymore.
Sam's gonna go on a long trip somewhere,
Right.
and you're like, "Oh, no, he just disappeared." Like, that's what's gonna happen.
Exactly. So you think Helen is actually gonna go back to the times after all this
I
reporting about her
I
negative
don't
stuff?
feel like you can trust her because she's in it for herself. She's not in it to help him. It's really about her. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
but Daniel's sister was an informant for her, a
yeah, I'm
source.
just saying, but this is all about Helen and this. She's trying to get this Pulitzer type story. It's really about that. She's
Right.
not really technically caring about the family, Daniel and his sister, and worried about what's going on with them. She's kind of in it for herself. Like that's been
Mhm.
exposed from the last couple shows. You see that she's I wouldn't say she's selfish, but like she it's self-preservation that she's
Yeah.
doing this for.
Mhm.
So like I wouldn't bank on her doing everything to work out for you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where if she does help you, it overlaps, great. But if it doesn't overlap, good luck, man. I don't see that she'd really look out for him like that.
I was asking you offline, do you think that Daniel and Helen will link up, have an offspring, and one of the people in the silo would be their offspring?
Odds are high, very high. Because here's the thing: why would she get to a silo in the first place? They
Helen.
probably have strict. Yeah, hell, why would she get to? She's just a reporter. That's
Mhm.
not important to infrastructure. She's not a scientist. She's not somebody that you need to
You
keep
think
track.
she'll survive? You think Helen will survive like throughout like the next 6 episodes?
I think Helen makes it to the silo, and that's what
Okay.
because she got the Pez dispenser with the duck on it.
Mhm.
That was the one he gave to her. It was
True,
in the
true, true.
silo,
True.
so she has to make it to a silo somehow. But I don't think that she was eligible to be in the silo. I think he pulled some strings to get her in.
Mm. So wait a minute, there's like a so wait a minute. So there's like requirements to be in a silo?
It's got to be. If you're trying to save humanity, you want scientists and doctors and that kind of stuff down the silo. want people like, I have a blog about rappers. Like, I don't need you, bro.
Like, oh, I work at Pizza Hut. Like, no, dude, you
Right?
gotta die. You gotta die. I'm sorry. You work at Pizza Hut, you gotta die. Okay, let me
A
ask you
break,
this
right?
here. Let me ask you this here because this is
Yeah,
very
yeah,
important, right?
yeah.
What about people who work at Macy's? You think they will have to be in a silo? They know about fashion, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't gonna make it, man. Yo, they ain't not
Forget
gonna make it.
about it.
Look at Fashion the Silo. They're wearing regular sweaters, man. Got
Okay.
khakis on.
What about you and I? You know, we're both tech, we're both DJs. Are we going to be accepted into one of these silos?
I think one of us probably would. I don't know if we need both of us.
It's
We
like,
have two
he's
DJs.
a better DJ. Let's get rid of the other one. You know what I'm saying? But no,
Yeah, like
wait
we
a
don't
minute.
need a
Like
backup.
you're kind of open format, and I'm kind of like dance music. So they're like, oh, maybe they'll accept both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they're like, we need different avenues for dance music, right?
Dude, let me ask you this here before we get to the actual silo. So this like
Mm,
older white guy,
mm.
how is he appearing every single place that Helen and Daniel are?
They gotta have a tail, man. Like bugs on them.
Yeah.
Something in their belt, like something's they're following these people heavy. They have to have like a team in a van somewhere completely following them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only
Okay.
thing that makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this here.
Mm,
Let's get to the silo, excuse me. So,
mm,
I told you this last week at the last when we did the last review. I
mhm,
said, "You know what? I think the nurse
mhm.
is going to be a helper." And turns out she is. You know.
Yes. I mean, we
It
talked about this offline. Like she was
mhm,
being extra shady when she's giving the pills and all this other stuff and just snitching
mhm.
on everything. Something about it felt like, she's doing too much right now.
Yeah.
She's probably
Mhm.
an agent or something. She's gonna help out.
Yeah.
There's something about that. And it's very fascinating because she said that she's been giving her the dummy pills this entire time.
So the placebos,
And so,
exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
So that means that Jules was getting her memory back way before and playing dumb.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
But you know what's interesting about that is even though she was giving Jules the placebos, um, and then like, when she went down to like, the lower decks and they were just like, yeah, they're giving you these vitamins to like get rid of your like memory, blah, 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 to suppress your memory, everything else
Mhm.
like that. But she, like you said, she was still like remembering things at opportune times. Let's just say that,
Yeah, but I was gonna say, 'cause her memory was coming back real quick, like,
Yeah.
it was coming back
Real
this
sharp
entire
too,
time.
right? Real
Yeah,
sharp.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
As I'm saying, I think it was coming back faster than we realized. Because I think from our perspective, like the viewer of the show, it feels like, oh, her memory's gone for a long time or for good,
Mhm.
and I think Jules was faking a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because remember, what's that dude that's dating Cheryl?
Locks.
He's Locks, right? He said you're everything about you is the same. Like you're acting like you're supposed to act,
Mhm.
but you don't have your memory. Like it's like everything's you're there, you're sharp. And even what's the name? Sim's wife, she said that. She said,
Camille.
yo,
Mhm.
everything's sharp. Camille, she said everything's sharp. She's dangerous. You gotta keep an eye on her.
Okay, let's get to Camille because I don't know. Listen,
Mm.
honestly, 4 episodes in, I really don't know Camille's deal. I mean, like, what is
Yo,
like
I don't like her, man. She's
what's
a snake,
what
yo.
is her like? But you know what? Okay, so yes, she is a snake, but it's just like, okay, what is her angle? I mean, like,
She's an idiot. And your husband is
she's
the
kind
only
of an
person.
idiot. She's kind of an
Yeah.
idiot. That's right.
Your husband is the only person who understands everything that's going on in the silo right now. He's the only person you can talk to. And she's like, go do your judicial stuff. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
Hmm.
I was like, what? He's
She's
the
being.
only person that
Mhm.
knows enough stuff high level to be like, okay, I understand what you're going through. This is what you should be doing. And she's like, I don't need your help. Go sign some whatever papers. Say, get out of here, bub. You're not a shadow. Get out of here, bub. Like
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
yeah, but you know what? It's just you know what,
Mm,
dude. I can't like put a beat on her. I don't know exactly why she's doing it. The
stupid.
only thing I can think
She's
of really,
overwhelmed.
she's overwhelmed. One, she's
Mhm.
power hungry, but
Yes.
you know, if she if Jules is gone, she first of all she's head of IT, but you know
Mhm.
what? Bernard was also the mayor and also head of IT as well, right?
Yeah, no, you can there's ability to do stuff, right, that but she
Right.
doesn't have Bernard is personable with how he talks to people, like, he seems smart and
But
he seems
conniving.
like but
Hmm.
conniving, right?
Yeah.
She don't have none of that.
Yeah.
She's not good at any of this stuff. She has power because it was given to her, not
Hmm.
that she earned it. She earned people trust or people like her or whatever. So, like, as I say, this is why she's so stupid. Your husband knows all of this stuff. Like,
You
he's
know.
telling you things that you don't even know.
Yeah.
And you're like, "I don't need to talk to him." Like, this
Right.
is stupid.
And
You
here's
do
the
this
other.
by yourself. That's the
And
crazy part.
and here's the other thing, right? I think Sims, like, is really starting to realize that, you know what? Yo, Camille, you're like really dumb as a rock for real.
Yeah.
All this sort of stuff, you're so focused on this one thing and you don't really understand the big picture, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
mhm,
Sims would have pulled the trigger for her. He'd do all kind of stuff for her if they're on the same team. And I
right.
think he realized, "Oh, no, my wife is gone on she's on a tangent somewhere doing
She's yeah,
nonsense."
yeah,
So he's
exactly.
just like, "F it, I'll help the other team." Like, that's what happened. That's literally what happened.
Right.
She's like, "You know what? Screw it. I'll help you guys
I
because I don't even care at this point."
I said this last week and I'm gonna say it again. I think Sims is on the Jules train. I think he is.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. He's doing a that's what I'm saying. Like, remember we said we talked about this last week. Sim's storyline is kind of like he's just following along with or whatever. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense for a guy that knows all this stuff and
Hmm.
he's doing all these things in the past 2 seasons. So I think he's on a redemption train right now,
Hmm.
and he's gonna pull this thing off. But same with Bernard, he's pulling this thing off already.
Right.
But,
Hmm.
like, he's gonna do this big redemption arc and save the day, like, for real, for real. And I think I'm here for this, all right? Because he's been wasted this the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he was cucked, but, like, he was kind of corny, just like, "Okay, dear, whatever." That's he
We
was being kinda whack.
we need to go to the park as a family. Like, it's just
Right?
like, what are you
"Are you
guys gonna
high
be
too?"
like on a
The guy
seesaw or something? Like you're gonna be
right,
spinning, and the wife and son is gonna be on there, and you're gonna have pictures
bro.
like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna be fine and everything else. Sims is like
Mhm,
Sims knows what's going on,
mhm.
and he also is sort of gravitating to the fact that Jules knows a lot. He wants to be part of
Mhm.
that. And
Yeah, he's on a winning team.
he even like alluded to the fact he was like, okay, cool. So we don't have to like, inject the vitamin D into the water.
Okay, he's looking at big picture here.
Yeah,
That's the thing. His wife is willing to do anything that the algorithm says to her, or the whatever that Silo One says to her.
right.
She's like, punch yourself in the face. She's like, okay,
Yeah.
like that's
She
like,
doesn't understand this. She doesn't understand it. You know what I'm saying?
no.
She
There's
does
nuance to this stuff,
is
and
so
the
much
point about
nuance.
Silo, the guy in Silo One was like, yo, it's up to you. You could do it or you not do it, whatever.
Right.
And
Uh-huh.
she's like, I'll do whatever you say. Like that's crazy to
Yeah.
me.
And I think the AI or whoever's talking to her, they
Mm.
basically realize that, what, she's gullible enough to do
Yes, that's
whatever
the
we
way they
say.
picked her.
Exactly.
'Cause
You
I
know.
think Sims would have been like, "Nah, we ain't doing that," or whatever, or
Mhm.
have questions about it. She's just like, "Whatever you guys say." "Oh, I gotta poison everybody." "Okay." Like, that's just insane. That's
Right.
insane to me.
Right. And
Bernard wouldn't do that.
you're poison including your son. You're poisoning
Yes!
including your son.
She
Come
had
on.
no pushback for that. She was like, "Sometimes that's what you gotta do." Like,
Right.
yeah.
And here's the thing, like last episode, like
Mhm,
when Jules said, you know what, I can't even remember my father, right? And
mhm,
then when Sim's son said, you know what, you gave me this, dad, don't you remember? And that sort of like
mhm.
triggered something in him. And
Yeah,
he
that
was just
triggered
like,
him. He was like, "I gotta
yo, you
fix
know
this."
what, if I put this in the water like supply, it's just like my son's not gonna remember in all the memories we've had, like together as
Mhm.
like father and son. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of think that Camille at some point before the season is up, I think she's going to be gone. I think she's going to be off in some way. What do you think?
I think she's gonna lose her job for sure.
She's going to
Whether she
lose her
gets,
job, but do you think like she may be gone?
maybe
Mm-hmm.
she might get off on this because she's
Yeah.
too drunk with power right now. Like her insane, the demands that Silo One's making for her, and
Mm-hmm.
she's just like, okay, how high you want me to punch everybody? Like, what are we doing here, man? Like,
Three
it's insane to me.
three things here. Let me ask you this first question.
Mhm.
Does the AI have the ability to implement the safeguard?
Yes, absolutely.
The AI, wait a minute.
No,
So
whoever's on the
Silo
microphone,
1, wait a
Silo
minute.
One.
Silo 1 has the ability to kill any silo.
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
100.
okay. Wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting. So let me ask you this here and two other things before we get up out of here.
Mhm.
So Shirley and Jules made up, you know.
I've been mad at Shirley all season, man. I like Shirley too. That's whack, yo.
I kind of, you know what, even though Shirley has like this tough exterior, I've
Mhm.
always liked her because I'm just like, she's real about it. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah. No, but anger. We talked about this last show. Like, yo, this is your friend. This is your best friend.
Best
She's
friend.
going through something right now, and you're
Mhm.
like, F her. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's wild,
She's
yo.
come around
And
now.
I'm glad that she said to Knox, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. What
Right.
am I doing right now? This is my
Mhm.
friend. So I like that. Shirley's
So,
coming around.
excuse me. So when Shirley and Jules were at the
Mhm.
excuse me, no access door, and then they
Yeah.
went in, and then Jules went in, and come to
Mhm.
find out, Bernard is still alive, dude. What is that all about? Because they showed where like Sims basically suffocated Bernard. Now he's alive, all grayed up and everything. What is that all
Yeah.
about?
Well, it means that Sims lied. He lied to everybody about what happened. So, other thing too, I think Bernard saw the big picture when Jules went outside and came back.
Yeah, he well,
I think that
definitely
kind of
did that. Yeah.
that ruined his entire understanding about it because everything these guys are doing is based on
The
we can't go
pack.
outside, we'll
Right,
survive,
exactly.
we will survive this thing.
Yeah,
If that's not true, everything he's doing is a lie.
yeah,
So like it's built off of the lie of if we go outside, we're gonna die. You can't survive, and so that says that you can survive, and probably life would probably be better if you got outside. That's a problem,
that's
man.
a problem.
So I think that for Bernard's an ally now, same like Sims, and I think that probably Sims has been an ally since the issue with Bernard happened.
Hmm.
So that was like 3 months ago, or whatever. I
Hmm.
think Sims has been like a legit ally now, and he's working together now.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
think
think.
they're going to show like some like previous clips where like when Sims was like suffocating Bernard, and then he would take off like the plastic, and then Bernard would be like, "Oh, it's not true. The pack is a lie." And I think they're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
show
yeah.
sort of like
Maybe they got
little
into a fight or something. I don't
right
know.
little pieces like that. But I think that while Bernard's still being alive, dude, they can
Mhm.
do an additional 3 episodes with Bernard being alive.
Tell from his perspective. There's a bunch of stuff. This is the thing. This story you can drag off for another couple seasons and it would be
Yeah,
fine.
for real. You can, man. Listen, man, this episode here, this episode was so fascinating. And this is
Mhm,
only episode number 4, and we have
mhm.
10 episodes. We have 6 episodes left. This is
Yeah.
only episode number 4. And we got
Mhm.
all the nuggets and everything else. Bernard is still alive. Come on. We're in episode 4, and they said Bernard
Yeah.
is still alive. This is
Yeah.
episode 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, wow, listen, man, this is a fascinating show, and I am all for it. And like we said last week and a week before that, if this joint was like available to binge watch, I would have
I pay.
already binge watched it like,
Yeah.
5 or 6 times.
Yeah, yeah. I would have paid for it. Like whatever $20 more, whatever it is. I'm like, okay,
Done.
sure.
I like easy. Boom,
Done.
boom, 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 boom. It's easy, man.
Mhm.
We are talking about Silo season number 3, episode number 4. Whatever you do, don't go home. Keo, what are you going to
Mhm.
rate this episode?
Oh, this is like 11 right now. Like, this show's
Yo, you
cooking
said
right now.
11, damn.
It's 11. Yo, it show's cooking right now.
Mhm.
This is great. This is what I like. It's good, strong writing. It was intense. You had good,
Definitely.
you like, you was nervous. You're like, oh god, what's gonna happen right now?
Mhm.
And I didn't even know. I know what's going on with the books. Like I know what the overall story is, and I didn't know what's gonna happen on this show. That's
Mhm.
great. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a very good show.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm also going to give this a 10. You know, you make a really good point when you said the writing was really good. The writing, dude, it's some really strong writing with this show
Mhm,
here. And again, I haven't read the book or the
mhm.
books, but the way they are sort of like pacing these episodes, and it just seems like when with like see episode number 4 could have been like this the season finale, right? Well, like, I
Yeah,
mean, like, listen, with
easily.
Bernard, like with Bernard being like,
Yeah,
it's like Bernard is alive. That's like
right.
a finale. You know, I can't even
Yeah, yeah,
speak
yeah.
right now. It's a
Other
finale.
other shows have been like, and this is the end of the season. Good luck, everybody. Like they're like, nah,
Yeah.
we're not even halfway through yet. Good
Right.
luck.
You know, and it's just like, so I'm just like, wow, they gave us this in
Mhm.
episode number 4, and we have like 6 episodes left. I don't think that, you know, what I've seen thus far with 4 like episodes, I don't think there's going to be a law in like, I don't think there's going to be like, you know, sort of like a weak episode from this point forward.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be weak episodes, but I think they're like we're driving 90 miles an hour right now.
Right.
I think we might slow down to like 70, but
Hmm.
like we're still gonna be going for the rest
Yeah.
of the season.
And see, that's what
That's
I'm
what
saying. I don't even think we're going to slow down to 70 because how could they slow down to 70? Not unless it's just like,
I don't know.
you know, maybe it's just like Helen and like Daniel have a love affair, have a baby. And, you know, like, you know, Daniel seeds up Helen, and the next thing you know is just a baby, and they're in a park, you know, and she's on a tricycle or something like that. You know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah.
like spitballing right here.
Mhm.
We are talking about Silo season number 3, episode number 4. Whatever you
Mhm.
do, don't go home. It's available on
Mhm.
Apple TV. Obviously, we both gave it a 10. Keo gave it an 11. So, you know, there we go with that. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of Flix and Giggles. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.